Hey, what's up, Helldivers? We're back with another video. It's been a while. It has been, but we're coming back at an amazing time. We just got the new update for the brand new patch and with the Warbond and with the new Illuminate units. So we got a lot to cover, but we're going to start off with the Warbond review because I know so many people are asking, how does it stack up? Is it just another legendary Warbond or is there something special going on here? I'm happy to say it's a legendary Warbond. It's got the appearance of one, but it feels so much better than previous ones because it actually feels powerful. It's along the same power scale as previous Warbonds we've been getting over the last year plus, which have felt so good and they've been doing so well with them. So really happy to report that. How does it stack up? Let's dive into it. First, we got to talk about the price. It is 1,500 super credits and there is no super credit bounty inside. So it effectively is an 1,800 super credit purchase, right? Because typically when you see your other Warbonds, they're 1,000 and then you get 300 back. So it ends up being kind of feeling like a 700 super credit total. So it does feel a little bit bad that you're paying 1,500, you're getting nothing back, but I get it. It's a crossover, licensing deals, whatever. It is what it is, but it feels way more worth it compared to Killzone and ODST. When you got those Warbonds, you were more or less buying a physical change up of your character with some adjacent weapons that were kind of similar to weapons we already had. They were basically just slight offshoots of a Liberator or something like that. I'm very happy to say that these are very unique weapons, armor, and in general, just like a Warbond. It feels brand new and it feels really good. So if you can get past the extra 500 super credits, it's really good. So starting off, we have the Hotshot Marksman rifle, 275 damage, 12 shot magazine, 7 backup mags. Obviously you start with 1, so it's 8 total. Overall weapon feel, medium armor pen, feels good. Over pen damage is great. It's just a solid DMR. It does have the downsides of any DMR that you have to hit your shots, and if you're not hitting your shots, it's not going to feel very good. It's not as forgiving as an assault rifle or an SMG or a shotgun or something like that. But when you do hit your shots, it feels good. Against all factions, it feels good. It has enough upfront damage to just one-shot most bugs, especially if you're hitting weak points. It has obviously the accuracy to one-tap Devastators in the eye, so that feels great. It's medium pens, so you can take out your Devastators and you can take out your Hive Guards and stuff like that point blank, while also having a pretty versatile range setup. The projectile is a bit slow, so for moving targets can be a bit awkward. The ergonomics is fairly strong on it. There is no customization. Unfortunately, it's yet another one of those legendary Warbonds. I'm still hoping that they allow us to just at least level up the weapon to 25. And there could be some camos from the Warhammer universe that they put in here. But, being a bit nitpicky, but I think it would be really neat. And I'm sure a lot of people would really enjoy it. Hey, right, if you're listening, it'd be sick. Overall, the Marksman rifle, I think, works really well across every faction. It's probably an A tier, probably closer to A plus on bots, closer to an A minus on bugs, just because bugs and Marksman rifles don't always work super well together. But if you land your shots, it does feel good. So thumbs up so far for the Warbond. Next, we have the wonderful armor, the sharpshooter. It is medium armor with insane legendary perk that I know will be on the top of people's list is True Grit, 30% reload reduction on support weapons. Yes, that applies to recoilless and heavy machine gun and railgun. It's glorious. It feels really good. And while also being peak physique, it's about, I believe, 80 something % of normal peak physique. It's not the full ergonomics, but let's be honest, you don't need the full ergonomics usually because I believe peak physique is plus 40 or plus 30 ergo, and there's huge diminishing returns on ergo. You go so high that it doesn't really help you unless you have 10,000 DPI mouse sensitivity. So it's more than enough extra ergonomics for your autocannon or your recoilless or your eruptor, because it does apply to other weapons other than the support weapon, which is also really good. And there was a little bit of debate on that one. If it was, it feels really good. This armor is insane. Do keep an eye out on the channel, subscribe, because we are going to be doing a tier list on armor. And it's kind of spurred me because this armor exists and people are asking, what's the best armor in the game? I think we're going to have to do it because this armor is probably at the top or very close to like medic armor or, you know, siege ready. I'm sure there's going to be some debate in the comments on what is exactly the best armor in the game, but this is going to be easily top 5. It's so good. Next, we have the bolt pistol, 500 damage. It is an area of effect weapon. It's essentially like shooting a grenade pistol, but semi-automatic. You get 6 rounds in a magazine. You can technically have 7 with 1 in the chamber. You get 4 backup magazines at base, and it feels amazing. It is heavy pen. I'm happy to report. It is one-handed. It is explosive. It does not have the demolition force to blow up a bug hole, I'm sorry to say, but I think they did this so it didn't cannibalize the grenade pistol, because if it was able to destroy a bug hole, what would be the point of having the grenade pistol? It basically would just be a better grenade pistol because it has higher pen, more ammo, and faster fire rate, and so on and so forth, right? So I think they made that choice, and I think it's a welcomed one overall. I'm sure there's gonna be some people disappointed, but I think it's a good thing overall because it's more of a focus weapon for killing rather than utility. You take the grenade pistol not to kill, but for utility. You take the bolt pistol to kill, not for utility. For the new units, it performed really well. 2 magazines was typically enough to take out the crushers, 1 to 2 rounds depending on where you shot the wretches. It's great against bugs, especially if they're teaming up together and like staying close together. Great against the bots. You know, obviously with heavy pen, you can kill a Hulk's eye. Like, it's so nice. This thing feels glorious. The feel and the recoil of it, the sound, they nailed it. This thing is easily S tier in the secondary slot, even without having the utility of being able to destroy Bugle. It still has the utility of heavy pen. You know, being able to take out a Hulk is just so nice. And it's probably so good that less people are going to use the Senator, but it's okay. The bolt pistol can shine. Next, we have the Meltagun. This thing is disgustingly good. I love using it as basically like a thermite adjacent. I kind of use it like an impact grenade where I kind of throw it at a large enemy's feet and then it instantly explodes because it triggers immediately, which I was a bit surprised about when I first used it because I thought there would be an arm time and then, you know, you couldn't really use it in like a reactionary standpoint. You absolutely can. You could also use it kind of like a sticky grenade. You can throw it at something and then it blows up immediately. Just be careful if it lands at a flat surface pointing towards you, it can absolutely cook you as well. You get 4 of these. They do a stupid amount of damage, just as much as the thermite, but it does it instantaneously. You're not sitting around from the thermite. The thermite has the advantage of being able to be thrown further because this thing's pretty heavy. You don't throw it as far. You're kind of just like underhanding it, but it is so good. Great against crushers, behemoths, tanks. You could throw 2 of these at a factory strider and it dead, especially if you throw it underneath its stomach. It's just really strong. I really like the Meltagun. I think it's going to be S tier, just right up next to the other like large anti-tank pen, and it's also pretty good for ad clear because there's a little bit of fire afterwards and it has a decent explosion radius. Just be careful when you're throwing it. I had a lot of times today where I would throw it and then one of the new wretches would like walk in front as I'm throwing it. It would attach to the wretch and I'm blowing up immediately. So be careful. There is that impact nade kind of problem to it, but you know, it's just so good. It's ridiculously good and it absolutely deserves to be in like the top slot of any tier list when we're talking about grenades. Once again, we will be doing tier lists for the new factions, so stay tuned, stay subscribed. We will be updating. Next, we have the heavy armor, obviously the same exact perk as the last. We're just looking heavy armor. As far as the aesthetic, it's getting a lot of flack for it, which I can kind of get. It is kind of boring to look at, especially that front chest piece, but hey, it's heavy armor and it's going to work very well on the bot front for your recoilless and so on and so forth. So man, it feels good to use. Highly recommend. And lastly, the big ticket item was the Meltagun. Does it feel good? I'm happy to report, yes, it feels very good. It is anti-tank. The way it operates is kind of like a shorter range flamethrower, but it like shoots in like shorter bursts rather than like holding down the button and flamethrowing a lot of enemies. It's kind of like it shoots for a couple seconds, then you stop, shoots for a couple seconds, then you stop, and you can do 4 per magazine. You spawn with 4 magazines in reserve, 1 already loaded, and it feels very good. This thing does immense amounts of damage. You can one tap a charger. You can one tap a crusher if you're accurate enough and hit the head. You can one tap a Hulk. You can one tap a factory strider if you hit him in the stomach. This thing does crazy damage. If you walk up to the UFO on an aluminum mission, destroy the shield first, 2 shots of it destroys the ship. And you'll be like, oh, you're shooting into the entrance. Yeah, no, I mean like just the side of it. It's crazy how much this thing is doing in terms of damage, but it is high risk, high reward. Like I said, it is very close quarters. It's 15 to 18 meters, depending on if you're first person or not. The ranges change because your camera's in your Helldiver's head, whatever. It's 15 to 18 meters. It's very close range, but high risk, high reward, which is really fun to use. It kind of almost fits into a similar spot as the bonk hammer, but it's more usable because it has some more range on it. Meltagun feels great. You don't need a backpack. Ergonomics are solid on it. Easily gonna be S tier for people that can utilize it and not die when going in close range. On the bots, it might not fit into S tier just because you gotta be really close to use it. But for like bugs and illuminate, it feels glorious. 2 tapping flesh mobs, 1 tapping harvesters. If you hit their leg, you got to be close though, so be careful with electricity. 1 tapping charges, like we said. If you can get close enough, it'll 1 tap a ball titan's face. Just don't get stomped on or spit at. There's just so many use cases for it where it just annihilates something, but it's got the downside of potentially killing you because you got to be really close, but it's worth the risk if you can make it work. Keep that in mind. As far as comparing this Warbond to other Warbonds, you know, I'm going to be doing a new roundup of all the Warbonds and saying like a buy order and stuff like that. But I got to say, this is probably one of the best Warbonds we have. It's easily top 5. So if you're sitting here like looking at the Warbond page and you're like, should I buy this or should I buy another Warbond that's come out more recently? If you're willing to spend the 500 extra super credits, it is worth it, but it is 50% more expensive. Technically double when you take into account the 300 super credits you get back from a regular Warbond. So the value proposition is it worth 2 Warbonds, right? Because you technically could get Entrenched Division and get Exo Experts for the same price, more or less. Is it worth it? Maybe not, right? This is going to be a judgment call based on you and how much you like Warhammer and how much you like the particular weapon set going on here. But you do get a lot more bang for your buck if you go with the other Warbonds adjacent to it. Because there has been a lot of great Warbonds. Siegebreakers, Redacted for those who like stealth, Dust Devils, going for control group, for SC farming especially, Siegebreakers, exosuits, like Enchanted Division was awesome with the Cremator. There's a lot of great Warbonds out there, but you can't go wrong with this. Everything in this Warbond is S or A tier on basically every single faction. You may not like DMRs, so maybe that's a little bit lower, but this armor is just fantastic. The bolt pistol is fantastic. The Melta mine is fantastic. The Melta itself is fantastic and super fun. If you can make it work, it is easily incredible. So there's got a little bit of like a, I'm going to leave it to you as the viewer. I'm not going to put like a, you must buy this because of the value proposition, but take a look at your own, you know, super credit stores and make a judgment call on that. Quick little thing for the patch itself. We did get rank 300 that did come out. So there is that and a bunch of other great changes, but I'm going to have a separate video that talks about everything that's been added, the new enemies and the patch notes itself. We're going to be releasing that shortly after this video. So keep an eye out for that. Consider leaving a like on the video if you enjoyed. Come on by the live streams. I am streaming on Twitch, Maplewood_TV, or on YouTube. Remember, it is not this particular channel, Maplewood Videos, but Maplewood_TV on YouTube as well. It's a big link down below if you want to come by. I stream every morning, Helldivers, whenever there's updates and stuff like that. Sometimes I swap games, but for the most part, Helldivers, Helldivers, Helldivers. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think of the Warbond? Is it worth the 1,500 super credits for you, or is it maybe better if you buy some other Warbonds? Let me know. I'm really curious to know. So yeah, much love, YouTube. Peace out. Check out the channel for more upcoming videos. Peace.